first piece of gear is this universal charging cable. A couple of reasons I love it. Braided cable, which means that it's going to be difficult to rip or tear. Cap to keep the ends of this thing safe. It's got a magnet, and it has all the connections that I would need for pretty much any trip that I'm going to go on to charge any of the products that I have. USB-A, USB-C, Lightning, USB-C. You might be saying, that's a super short cord. What is that actually going to do? That's not going to reach anything. I do also have a long one, just in case. Exact same attachments on the end. I always have the short one in my bag because it takes up no room and you never know what I'm gonna have to charge. I'm in Montana for the weekend shooting a project, but why don't I give you a quick tour of this cabin? Right now, I'm in the West Glacier Village. This is the kitchen for the cabin. Fridge, storage, spacious bathroom, bedroom, nice patio for coffee. The battery on this camera is about to die. So let me show you my go-to solution for charging everything. This isn't the most glamorous or flashy thing to show, but this is my charging brick. The main reason I love it is because of all the USB ports. This one's got 2 USB-C ports and 2 USB-A ports. And the USB-C ones are 100-watt charging. Why I like something like this is it's actually smaller than the Apple charger. You know, like the brick that charges your computer. So not only do I have a smaller charger to carry in my bag, but it actually does more and can charge everything at the same time, not just my computer. Another bonus that this specific charger has is that when I'm traveling, I can take the country's plug that I'm traveling to, just attach it right onto the power brick, and plug it right into the wall. No need for one of those inverter, converter things that hangs off the wall and just adds more bulk in your bag. I got this thing probably 3 or 4 years ago. I'm sure there's plenty of better wattage output, smaller ones, but if you don't have something like this, I suggest getting one. So we're currently in West Glacier, and this is our first evening here. The sun is about to set. We're gonna go take some photos of a van in the RV park.
No, it's like damp. You gotta like, I wasn't doing it.
Oh boy, you guys, this fire. I don't know.
Oh, that looks cool. Here. Fire.
This is our first time doing a fire.
Right.
This next item is probably my most frequently used item by far, and that's my iPhone. The iPhone is amazing and I don't take it for granted. Personally, I have the iPhone 13 mini and I love everything about it. I can easily fit it in my hand or my pockets. It means that I'm always gonna have cameras with me, a to-do list, a personal assistant, reminders, the internet, all of that stuff. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But if I was stranded on a deserted island, I would love to take my phone, assuming there's self-service. It's an incredible piece of tech. The perfect companion for my iPhone is my set of Apple Airpods Pro. These things are in my ears probably 6 hours a day. There's so many great things about them, I don't know what the best feature is. Having headphones like this means that I can have music or audio or communication in my ears or in my pocket whenever I need. These seem like an obvious pick, but the fact that they're so small and so tiny means that I can have them with me anywhere. They're extremely helpful and make my life so much easier. I'm sure you probably have a pair of these and know how they work. The headphones themselves charge in the case. They have a super long battery life. I can charge the case itself with a cord or wirelessly, and they automatically connect with my phone. I think the best feature of these is the noise cancellation. In a package this small, I can cut out all of the sounds from the outside world. I can stay concentrated, I can pay attention to the phone call I'm on, or I can be fully immersed in the music or podcast I'm listening to. Out of everything on this list, this might be my favorite item. This next item may have single-handedly transformed my life, and that's the Apple Watch. I think the best thing about the Apple Watch is the exercise and activity features. I got my watch in March 2020, and it gave me daily reminders that I needed to get up off my butt, get outside, and exercise. It wasn't calling for me to do any strenuous exercise, but it was a good reminder to get up and just move my body. Throughout the pandemic, and since then, this is the healthiest I've been and the most active, and I can attribute that to the Apple Watch. I'm gonna put this down. There's no coffee or water in it. I just like holding something. The Apple Watch feels like an extension of my phone, except without all of the notifications and the constant connection to the world. I use it most for tracking my activity and exercise, as well as the weather, voice memos, timers, and tracking my water intake. You may feel like this is just something that you could do on your iPhone, and you probably could, but after having this, it feels like an absolute luxury, and I don't want to go anywhere without my watch. The watch battery is not great. Even though I have a Series 7, which does have a longer battery life, you do need to charge it every day. If you have an Apple Watch or you're thinking of getting one, rather than having a charger like this with a long cord, having a small charger like this with just a USB-C port is life-changing. Goodbye. Last item in this Apple section. Actually, it's not an item, it's more of an ecosystem. It's a bunch of items in an ecosystem with Apple that work with each other. Magsafe. I'm actually surprised how many people don't know what Magsafe is or don't even use it. Check this out. So any Apple phone that's an iPhone 12 or newer has Magsafe built into it. And what that means is that in the back of your phone, there's a circular magnet. And with that magnet, you can attach all kinds of accessories. I have a whole bunch of accessories, but the ones I use the most are the Apple Magsafe battery pack, which means that my phone can wirelessly charge from this. You can eliminate having that battery pack and that cable and having to carry it around and making sure they don't disconnect. It's just on there. A slim wallet and a tripod. Yes, this tiny little tool is a tripod. The phones do have this built in the back, but when you are buying a case for your phone, make sure that it's got this circle, which is actually a piece of metal in here, or that it says on the case that it's Magsafe, because if you don't have Magsafe, you are missing out. What do you have on the back of your phone?
This is a pop socket. I actually am obsessed with this because it just sticks right on. It allows me to scroll a little bit easier. And when you're watching your phone, you can set it down and it becomes a little kickstand. Oh! Did you see that? Yes! 2! Woohoo! You guys, I'm good at mini golf.
Huckleberry ice cream. There you go.
What do you think of the Huckleberry ice cream?
It's actually the best Huckleberry thing I've had so far. It's all over my lips, isn't it?
I think I just got Huckleberry ice cream on my shirt. Another piece of gear that makes my life easier is this Tamrom 28-75. If you're a photographer or videographer, you probably have one of these and know exactly what I'm talking about. They're really not that exciting, but they really make my life easier. Ideally, I want to be shooting with primes as much as possible, but many of the situations that I'm put in don't allow me to change lenses that quick. This lens is pretty much on my camera all the time. Look at this. I have got some great wear out of this lens. Ideally, I don't want to be lazy and want to walk around to find my composition, but sometimes I'm shooting stuff that's so quick that I need to zoom to make sure that I get the shot. I like this because it's small, it's not heavy, it's relatively inexpensive, and it's durable. Let me show you some photos from this trip that I've snapped on this. If you had to only take one lens with you, this would probably be a solid choice. Okay, let's go rafting.
And then just keep doing that, keep going back and forth.
So fun. We caught, I kid you not, 10 to 15 fish. I like cast, caught one, cast, caught another one. Like 2 in a row.
If you're a photographer or you know a photographer, you probably have seen these little red clips on their cameras. These ones are black, but usually they're red. These things have changed my life and made it so much easier. So these are called the Peak Design anchor links, and they're part of the Peak Design ecosystem. So when you have these on your camera, you can quickly attach or detach a camera strap. I have a couple different sizes and shapes and colors of camera straps, so they're interchangeable with all my cameras. My friends also have these on their cameras, so I can customize their cameras however I want when I'm shooting with them.
What are these buttons?
Oh, use them to touch your camera strap on. You can take it on and off real quick. They're so handy. As a creator, you need to be able to move quickly when you're catching your content. And so sometimes you don't want things. You want to have quick mobility.
I pretty much have these things on everything. This is a pouch that I store tech in when I'm traveling, and these have the anchor straps. So if for some reason I need a side bag or a strap, toss a camera strap on, good to go. The camera backpack that I use all the time has this on it. Right now I've got a tool on here. Can come on and off. You could put your keys here. These tiny little guys make my life so much cleaner and easier. So I think we shot all the stuff that we needed to on this trip. We're driving back to Calgary tomorrow and hitting Lake McDonald and maybe even Target on the way home. I don't have anything else to say.
There it is. Oh!